All right, today I'm gonna do a quick update on a project and give you a quick critique of a collab that I did with Abby Peterson. Abby did the rough-in for this piece. He's incredibly fast. He did it in, I think, probably 45 minutes or an hour, got the major shapes blocked in. And I've just been spending the last, say, 3 or 4 hours refining them, moving them around. One of the things I did was I pushed the eye in, being that it was just a rough-in, everything was a little bit proud, including the forehead, so I pushed the eye in. All the symmetry, everything was kind of laid in place by Abby. And so the kind of moved the eye a little bit. I shrunk it just a tad because he was able to get a lot of the eye detail in with the saw. Very impressive. I just ended up pushing it back and then recarving it with hand tools. So it's a pretty new surface. But you know, I should have gotten a video of it before just to see the difference, but very amazing work. I wish I could rough in like that in that time frame. But anyway, moving on here, I've started to kind of smooth the surface. I'm using hand sanding. Actually, I've enlisted young Sam, who's not here right now, but he's been doing a little bit of hand sanding. Personally, I like the look of the hand sanding more than the wheel. The spinning wheels tend to remove a little bit of detail. I don't love the look of that. Although there's a flap sanding technique that I've yet to use that can really maintain some of it using a almost like a Scotch-Brite, like a higher quality Scotch-Brite. I'm not sure of the name of it, but you can probably research that. Spinning on a mandrel will actually hold up. The details will hold up. So then I went in with a 1/4 inch flame tip die grinder. I don't have that out, it's over in the back, but it's just kind of a conically shaped burr that I use to kind of define the bags and the shapes, kind of sharpen everything up. Of course, I used V-tools to kind of separate the lips, to define the inside corners of the eyes, and to kind of set in some of the major shapes, the wrinkles, the nasolabial crease here, or fold that comes into the nares, the nostril here. Cut in the nostril again with that flare. So I did a lot of work with that tool. But I wanted to give you a couple of quick tips if you're trying to chainsaw carve, if you're going from hand carving world, which is what I'm in, hand carving world, into chainsaw carving world. I do recommend the electric saw. The electric saw is great because if you're a hand carver, you're probably an indoor kind of person. Maybe you're doing some carving outside. It's always wonderful when you can get out and enjoy the beauty of nature. But today I'm carving outside, but many times as a hand carver, I'm working indoors. And that's the beauty of the electric saw. You plug it in, you can work indoors, no fumes. It's fairly quiet. You make a mess, but that's the way it is. If you're trying to keep a clean shop, then don't get any work done, right? So I do recommend the electric chainsaw. I like it a lot. It's definitely a good tool. A couple of recommendations. These are kind of interesting. They're a plastic impregnated with an abrasive. Don't get them. I mean, at least this particular product, I wish I could tell you the brand. Let's see if it says on here. It's just really, it's not ideal. There are a couple of other products. I think DeWalt makes this sanding disc. This is okay. I mean, it lasts for a little while, but it doesn't last forever. So it's to be honest, not my favorite product either. Again, I just end up returning to good old-fashioned 120 sandpaper and just smoothing shapes out by hand. You can get a lot done with hand tools, but I think it's worth taking the extra time once you've done the chainsaw work to use the hand tool, spend a few hours really making this thing come to life. Anyway, these are a few of the tips coming from hand carving. Again, the die grinder. I think you can pick up a die grinder at Harbor Freight for just a few dollars. Might as well walk over and show you that one, show you what else I'm working on over here in the back porch. I think we got the sauna going. Make a quick detour. Check that. Oh yeah, nice and hot in here. What are we at? 170. That's pretty hot. Oh, cool bear by Abby. This is one of my favorite chainsaw bears. Love that thing. He's a maestro. There's Sam working on his work. Actually, let's take a little detour in just a moment and see what Sam's working on. I'll come back to him. Look at this. He's an amazing, I mean, at 16. Who's doing that at 16? Best 16-year-old carver right now. Beautiful, beautiful work, man. Nice detail. Look at that detail on the hair is looking awesome. Beauty, beauty. All right, so coming back to this guy, this is another Abby collab. So Abby did a great job roughing in this, and he got a bit more detail on the base. He came up with this hollow back here, and then, I mean, a lesson in making interesting bases. I love how he pierces them. He has another pierced area here. Textures the back using a Manpa, if I remember correctly. Anyway, I've got the face kind of roughed in. I'm just refining it, I'm narrowing it. The colors are kind of making it hard to see, but anyway, this is the tool that I meant to show you. I've showed you this before in other videos, but it really is a fairly reasonably priced tool. Chicago electric die grinder. There's the flame tip burr. Focus, there we go. And using a lot of gouges, hand tools to polish things up. I will say the wood carvers are right when they warn you against using sandpaper too prematurely. So I do try and avoid using a ton of sandpaper early on, and because it does lodge abrasive in the wood. So anyway, say bye, Sam.
Bye.
Oh.
Bye, YouTube.
There we go.
For now.